Hello, everybody. First of all, thank you for supporting my video of Spin the Wheel. It received a lot of positive feedback that I did not expect in that amount. So thank you very much. And a couple of people from the comments asked me for like detailed, I guess, instructions or a detailed lesson for the harmonica part in the Spin the Wheel cover. So I'm going to try to do that without rambling too much. You're going to need a B harmonica, harmonica in the key of B right here. Sounds like this. This is the draw chord. And that was the blow chord, all right? So if you got that, you can play along with me. If you don't, just listen to the instructions and you will be able to play it in any other key, whatever. If you want to play it in the original key, in the key of the original song, then you're going to use a D flat harmonica. It goes like this. It has two parts. So I'm not playing exactly like, I'm not playing the melody from the original song note for note. I leave out a few at the beginning and I can't hit all the correct notes because one of them is an overblow when I play in second position. So, and I don't do overblows. I can do them like, I can do an overblow, but I can't do it well enough to put it in a song. But if you play it in first position, which is a completely different topic, and if you want, I can do a lesson on that as well. You can play the exact, melody like in the show without using an overblow. So first, a disclaimer is that I play with a tongue block embouchure, which you should be familiar with, I guess, if you play harmonica. If you're not, you can just check it out, tongue blocking, whatever, but you don't have to use tongue blocking, and you don't have to use split octaves. You just play a single line notes. If you just play the higher note of the octave, of the split octave, if you don't want to use the octave. But the several techniques that you're going to have to use is going to be bending, obviously. And you're going to have to use single notes. Okay, that's like a basic technique. And you're going to have to use split octaves if you want to. And playing a double stop, like adding a little bit of, not exactly a double stop, which would be like playing two notes at the same time, two adjacent notes. It's not, I don't know what it means, but you know, on harmonica, it's like two adjacent holes is what I would consider a double stop. So you're going to have to use 3 split octaves if you want to use it correctly. Play it exactly like I do. And that's 1/4 blow. So that means I put the first 4 holes in my mouth and I put my tongue on the second and the third hole. And it sounds like this. So that's just playing the 1 and 4. And then you have the 1/4 draw. Like that. Same thing, but only on a draw chord. And also, I think it's the 2/5 blow as well. So that's holes from 2 to 5 in my mouth. And I block the third and the fourth. The other one is going to be a double stop where you play the third draw, 3 draw hole, and add just a little. You expand your mouth to the right just a little bit so you get some of the 4 hole as well. Sounds like this. And then you add a bend with that as well. Now, specifically regarding bends, the bends that you need to play this is that you could call a bit trickier because they're not full bends. When you're just starting to bend, it's easier to bend it all the way. But this will need you to, this will require you to bend a semitone on the second hole and on the third hole. And you're gonna have to do it in 3 different ways. So the first way is bending, starting on the half step bend and then sliding up to the unbent note that's on the 3 hole. Sounds like this, slowly. like that. Also, at some points in the solo, I do from an unbent note to a bent note, which is the opposite of what I just played, and sounds like this. Like that. It's a very subtle bend. You don't want to overbend it because the third hole can bend like 1.5 steps. So you don't want to do like, that's wrong, or that's bending way too much. You want to stay on the half step bend. And the other one might be tricky as well. It's the 2-hole draw half step bend. And it requires you to hit the bend and stay in the bend and then move to another hole without moving the bend. I don't hit this one perfectly in my cover, but you try to hit it as precisely as you can, and it sounds better if you're sharp than if you're flat. If you're flat, it doesn't sound too good. But it's this hole. So that's like the second hole draw half step bend. But you have to stay in it. You hit it, stay in it, and then move from it. And you can play this, I didn't mention this earlier, but you can play all of this in pucker or lip pursing method, whatever you want to call it. But since I switched to tongue blocking very early in my harmonica journey, so my pucker is very underdeveloped. So I'm just gonna play everything in tongue block for this lesson. So the first part of the little harmonica interlude, or whatever you want to call it, between the verses goes like this. That's the first part, and then the second part. Also, you can see that between, I don't play only the notes that are tabbed. I hit a chord in between, either the draw chord or sometimes I hit a blow chord. That's just like taking a breath between the lines. So that's the first part. And then the solo goes like this. And that's it. Anyway, I hope that helps, guys. And yeah, that's about it. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.